What's up, everybody? It's Jesse from Mullen Woodworks, and today we're going over episode 6 of the trailer rebuild. So this episode is going over the cabin of the main cabin of the trailer. We added some shiplap, trim, we added a new fridge, changed the faucet out. We did a lot of stuff, so stay tuned for all these updates. Most of these are all cosmetic, which is a lot of fun, actually being able to see the cabin transform, the trailer transform into actually what we want it to look like instead of doing more of the functionality of the trailer stuff. We're really happy with how it turned out, so let's dive into the actual changes that we've made to the cabin. So first thing we updated, we really wanted a shiplap wall. So we bought some MDF shiplap from Home Depot. It is relatively cheap, especially for a wall this size. So we decided to cut it all down, put it in, and it added a lot of character to the room, and we're really happy with the result. We also added some shiplap to the entrance. There's a little spot that had a hole cut out, and I'm not exactly sure why it had a hole cut out in this little panel, but I didn't want to change that panel out and have to redo that cabinet, so we decided to add the shiplap on top of it. I used some liquid nails and just my brad nailer, and it went on easily. After that, we added a little bit of trim on the top, which gave it a lot more character, and we stained it with a weathered oak. And we're really happy with the contrast between the shiplap, the black cabinets, and the light wood trim. So next we wanted to update the kitchen area. We added a backsplash that was just a peel and stick tile. It was extremely light, so it didn't add any weight to the trailer, but also gave it a ton of character. So we just did simple subway tile. It was peel and stick, it was cheap. It was like $35 for 10 sheets, 10 sheet pack on Amazon. So we used about 1.5 packs for the area that we had. Next, we replaced the faucet. The faucet was old and dingy, so we decided that we should update it to a newer looking faucet, and it turned out really nice. Now we want to update the flooring as well. So we used a sticky vinyl tile, and it worked really well, just going straight down onto the ground. Really just, it's a peel and stick, and to cut them to size, you just use a razor blade. It's extremely simple and easy to do. So next I screwed in the table base and also started to put in the actual bunk bed that folds down. It's a cabinet that folds into a bunk bed. I added and put that back into the cabin. Next, we went through and put back in the bunk bed. Now the bunk bed actually folds up into a cabinet. So we updated that, painted it, and added some brass hardware. It looks a lot better. With the new flooring, I need to add a new transition piece. So that was really simple. It was just a aluminum transition piece. I cut it with my grinder, and then after I cut it, I realized I could have just cut it on my miter saw, but grinder works just the same. Next, we went through and updated all the lights. All the lights are really gross, like yellow, dingy, and kind of falling apart. So we added some LED lights throughout the entire cabin, which will take a little less power off the battery, the 12-volt battery, and also it just makes it look a lot better and newer and updated. Lastly, we added a new fridge. The fridge that we had before didn't work. It was broken, and it was old and dingy. So we wanted a retro looking fridge that would fit in with the style that we're going for, the 1970s camper style, but also updated. So I found this one off of Amazon. It's a Galan's mini fridge. It works really good. It has a ton of storage, but it was too tall for the space. So I cut out the cabinet above, moved the cabinet up, and cut up a new door. So we still have a little bit of storage up there for some small stuff, but also fits the new fridge. Now this fridge is only electric, which means it doesn't run off propane. So while we're driving, it won't be running off of the battery. It's too much for the 12-volt battery. So we have actually a solar power generator that will be running inside the trailer in the cabinet while we're driving, which will be really easy. Basically, the solar power generator is just a battery with an inverter that you can charge. This one that we got was an EcoFlow, and it charges within 2 hours, and it will last, plugging in the fridge, it'll last up to 17 hours. So with any drive we had, it will be super easy to just keep all our food cold at all times until we get to the next campsite, be able to plug it in. Now this was a lot of fun. This main cabin area was a blast to redo. Like I said at the beginning, you could really tell the difference and kind of round out the entire interior of the trailer. After finishing this part, the entire inside is done. We're very happy that it's done. We're excited to actually do the outside now, and so we can go camping this summer. Before, it looked old and dingy and just all the fake wood was gross. And so now it actually looks updated, nice, something that we're proud of, but something we can actually enjoy being in. Really happy with the result of the interior of the trailer. So stay tuned, subscribe for next time's episode, which is all about the exterior paint, which I get a ton of questions already about. So make sure that you subscribe. Check out the other videos if you didn't, like on the roofing and the bathroom and the functionality of the actual trailer. Make sure you check out all those detailed episodes. Check out my website at www.mullenwoodworks.com and make sure you follow me on Instagram for daily content. Until next time, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you.